Good day, this is TurboFuelCell Technologies. We've been developing and producing fuel cells for cars, trucks, buses, boats, planes and heating to a very high standard. This particular fuel cell here that I'm showing you is our most recent turbo fuel cell, and you'll see that it is a very large unit specifically designed for trucks, buses and very large vehicles, and of course it can be used for boilers, etc. Now as you come down you'll see the various controls, etc. and you'll see it's fairly high. Now on the right here you can see the car size fuel cell in relation to it. These are specifically designed for cars because you're very tight on space. This particular fuel cell here is being designed to cope with a lot and has a very large element that goes all the way down here, and so it produces a lot of hydrogen fuel gas on demand, and that's basically what this is about. Now what you're looking at here is on the top of the range fuel cells. It has a recirculation system over here, it has its header tank, and over here it has a reservoir, as you can see, this particular pipe here, and this is the actual cell itself. These are various pipes that do perform various functions whilst the cell is in operation. These have to be flexible because of course things move on vehicles all the time. Now we've done a lot of R&D to try and make this into what it is, and we have, if you look, you'll see another turbo type fuel cell, or a super turbo fuel cell, which these are, to produce lots and lots of HHO gas. Now these are for larger engines, and we have created this super turbo here for, as I said, trucks, boats, buses, generators, heavy machinery. We also have them for aircraft, central heating and boilers. We've had a lot of people phoning us and sort of saying, the central heating bills are so high that we might have to close down if we don't find a new way around it. A cell like this being installed in a diesel truck can probably give you up to 40% of the, that's the potential, 40% of the diesel saved. So let's say you did 10 kilometers per litre of diesel. When running with one of these going, you'll only need, say, 600 millilitres of fuel, and the rest of the 400 millilitres would in actual fact be replaced by HHO gas. So there's your saving. And of course it has the big advantage of once the HHO gas comes from water through an electrochemical reaction. Once the chemical reaction has finished and it has been drawn in through this this pipe here, you can probably see me pointing at it there. This is a vacuum pipe to the air system of the engine, and then it goes into the cylinders and it is fired. It fires far quicker than the diesel, and therefore is very much like a braai. If you have a barbecue and you have charcoal, you'll probably, I do in any event, quite often if I'm just in a bit of a hurry, I'll throw some white spirit on it and then stand back and throw a match. The white spirit will immediately flame up and start the charcoal burning, and I've got a very quick charcoal braai going. So that is basically what we are trying to show you here, is a very successful fuel cell that will produce a lot of HHO gas. Now if you look down here, these are the two wires which I'll just move it down here a bit so you can see those two wires. That's the positive and that's the negative. These this one is probably connected to an on-demand system such as your windscreen wipers, and this one here will be connected to your battery. Say this one is connected to your vacuum pipe. Those are essentially the three connections you've got to do. It's very quick. So to install these is very quick. This is tall because there's a lot of space in trucks, and we have others that are coming out within containers and boxes that put them on roofs, etc. Truck specialists feel that is a very good idea. So what I would like to suggest is that you order one of these if you have a fuel problem and you're using too much fuel in your vehicle. and put it on, and then you'll find certainly a substantial improvement. But please understand that if your improvement isn't as much as you want it to be, well, maybe your engine is bigger than we think. Maybe we've got to put on an extra cell, and that can be easily done. There's a huge potential. The savings are potentially as high as £400 per thousand. But you know, these are modular, and if you don't get it right the first time, well, you can add on another cell to produce more gas, so that you can, in actual fact, achieve the maximum that is possible in your particular engine, whatever that may be. I cannot say what it may be, because your engine might be old or not as efficient as another engine, etc. And of course, people drive differently. You've got one man who'll drive very carefully. You've got another man who'll drive very fast. Or you've got a lot of hill climbing to do in others, or another truck might be doing a lot of flat work. So each one of those things has types of transport has a different requirement for fuel. And so not one truck would be the same as another in its requirements. But there is one thing about this, that once the HHO gas is fired in the cylinder, help burn 40% more of your diesel, that's up to that, then immediately the HHO gas reverts back to what it was before, and that is water. So now you've got a very fine mist of water within the cell, and that helps the engine run cooler. And then it goes out through the exhaust, and because it's reverted to water, you have no pollution for 30 or 40% of your emissions that you had normally before. So it will certainly save a lot on your emissions side. So there we are. That is the most recent cutting-edge super turbo fuel cell, with all its controls, its sensors, etc., enabling it to produce a far higher production of HHO gas, because of its circulation systems, enabling it to cope with a very far higher electrochemical reaction. And I hope that you can see the benefit that this will be in your vehicle. We can, if you look at the other pictures, you'll see that we can make them smaller and squatter, so we can actually make them in any sort of configuration that would fit your particular vehicle. Thank you very much for listening, and this is TurboFuelCell Technologies signing off. Thank you very much.